And you can even doctor who they buy from. And this becomes
100%.
not necessarily propaganda like some of these social media platforms, but you can influence where people are spending their money. Because
100%.
if you're giving all the students and all the SASA grants money on Spaza Eats,
Yeah.
but you only have these 3 suppliers, that's the only place they can get money from
100%.
or get their goods from.
We've got Department of Agriculture now. We're talking, they are giving us an ecosystem to access farmers, and it's access to market for them and also access to farmers.
Small farmers.
Small and big.
Okay.
Small in the sense that the local people who want to buy fruits and veggies in boxes, and there are also local restaurants who want to buy those. They can buy from small farmers. But there are big farmers that don't have access to market that would have wished to supply potatoes in bulk to a ShopRite. And we will become that. There's a company called Misfits Market in America, 2018 somewhere, now worth $1 billion when they value it. So we are similar in this category. Spaza Market also has a similar model of take a lot. So I think you mentioned somewhere, where do I wish to make money and stuff? Is Spaza Market and Spaza Fresh, those are my B2B models, because Spaza Market,
business to business.
Yes. I can get someone to buy a phone, Apple iPhone 15, one transaction, that's fine. But in the back end, I'm telling the team, guys, we need a company to buy 10 laptops or 100 laptops. That's a one transaction, 1 million, one invoice. And if I can push many of those, that's what will make me sustainable to sustain Eats and grocery.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
The science part, the art part, and then there's the insane part, which is where you start valuing Facebook as an example, and more than Facebook, WhatsApp. Mark Zuckerberg and the Facebook team bought WhatsApp for $19 billion, and no one could explain why. Yes, they've got users. Yes. What? But it's like there's no revenue.
Yes. Even
you're
Elon,
not selling anything. An X with Elon Musk. Why would you buy this? It doesn't make sense. And it's like, no, this. Maybe even the founder can't see what we're seeing. That's where now Amazon Take a Lot or some other platform comes in and says, we see what you're doing. It's fine. Yeah. We've looked at some of your infrastructure, non-disclosure agreements, etc. But there's a certain market we want to just copy and paste whatever you're doing and go plug. And maybe you haven't even thought about it.
Yes.
And you thought that market is maybe Nigeria.
Yes.
And they're like, no.
It's within.
Maybe it's India.
Ooh.
Maybe it's, because you aren't aware that this thing that you've made, there's a functionality you're not even using.
And that's why
that is what's needed there.
Yeah.
No one could preempt the success of M-Pesa in East Africa.
Oh.
I don't know if it's Safaricom.
Safaricom, yes.
And Vodafone at some point, I think.
The investors, yeah.
I know they've tried it in South Africa many times, and this is where you take something, copy and paste it in a market where it actually doesn't really work.
Yes.
But if you find the right market where someone's like, this is what we've been looking for, it becomes a game changer.
Yeah. I was talking to guys in Kenya, and we're talking about launching Spaza Eats there. Do you know how easy it's going to be to launch something like a Spaza Eats? Because we're paying with M-Pesa.
Yeah.
Everyone is a mobile money.
Sure.
So there's no payment problems.
Have you studied mobile money?
Yeah, I've studied.
Do you know why it doesn't work in South Africa?
Yes. Regulations. And also, it's not that it wouldn't work, because sending money with USD and also app would work. It's regulations mainly. Yeah.
What does that mean to a normal person?
It means that there's some people who are sitting somewhere and saying, no, we don't want this to happen.
So they make it difficult.
Yeah, it might
disrupt
the banking system.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say everything, because I know things that I try not to say.
No, protect yourself. Think about it quickly and decide, but don't say anything.
That's what I'm saying. People know I speak my mind. I'm a mad person. Why would you take a mad person serious?
Hey, I was high on drugs. I didn't know what I was saying. Your views on some of these platforms, because as you said, you're not a bike company. We're not a courier business.
No.
Arguably a software business.
Yes.
Serving untapped, underserved markets. Looking towards becoming a bank.
100%.
Sending money, managing money, etc.
100.
Your thoughts on some of these platforms? Checkers 60, which is killing
powerful.
Pick and Pay, ASAP, I think it's called. Woolies has got Woolies Dash, I think.
Yeah.
Spar 2U, and one of my favorites, Pep Paxi.
Oof.
Just any views on those?
I love Pep Paxi. Shout out to you guys. Amazing courier solution. Shout out to Woolies Dash. Is it Woolies Dash? I love them.
I think it's called Dash.
Yeah, I mean, they had to incorporate this solution because they're already doing well as a retailer store, as a retail store. Shout out to them. Shout out to Checker 60, innovators. Powerful. What can I say? Powerful. I would have wished to be a partner like that. You know what I mean? What they're doing is what I would have loved to see. And ShopRite, I don't know what is happening. I know that they are supplying straight to informal settlements, but I would have loved to partner with them because of you need the ecosystem. They're in the environments where we are in, things like that. Uber Eats, shout out. They've put their mark and Mr. D. What you'll see from these guys is there's science behind this thing. When you see a Pick and Pay on a Mr. D, it's inside the ecosystem. They are not using ASAP and just be a delivery company and pushing bikes. Some people look at me and think I'm thinking that. I don't want to be a bike. I'm not a bike man. I want the ecosystem to be within. When I did a meeting with one of the retailers, they were saying, no, we have our ecosystem. Would you want to be part of our ecosystem? I said, I would like your ecosystem to be on my ecosystem. And that's how the conversation stopped and never talked to me. Because I'm not saying that I don't want that money, but I'm in the data business. I'm in the ecosystem. I'm in the acquiring customer business.
I'm not a delivery man. Don't treat me like a delivery man. I'm more than that.
I'm a sharp, smart mathematician who wants to solve problem from one ecosystem. When I'm running around solving petrol or what, I'm not called for that. Yeah, so that's what stops some of conversation. But I would love to exploit if they think beyond, because they are even these retailers like Pick and Pay as well. It's also in Mr. D, which is exciting. I'm a son to Pick and Pay. Why don't they call me and put their thing the same? You know? So, but
the prodigal son returns.
Prodigal son returns. But I love them. And they think they're creating a unit. It's called a business unit. It's called Busa. They invited me to be part of that ecosystem for regulation. So shout out to them.
Okay. I'm going to ask about BP, but I wanted to ask about ShopRite. So ShopRite, last I checked, is the biggest retailer on the continent.
Yeah.
And under ShopRite Holdings are these brands. Okay, small now.
Yeah.
Checkers, of course, with Checkers 60, which serves more upper level clients. And ShopRite, which you're speaking about, it would be nice to get in because they serve the lower ends, including USafe.
100%.
The type of innovation. We've spoken about, I think, the Dabawalas in India, these guys that go around delivering food at lunch.
Yes.
Do you think one of the spaces, and maybe this is going to be something that they're going to steal, maybe, one of the things that would keep ShopRite from copying Checkers 60 is the cost of delivery, because Checkers 60, I think, is 30 Rand currently now. Looking into getting USave and ShopRite in townships and more informal spaces, getting young unemployed kids to walk to the shop, pick up the groceries on an app, tracking you with GPS, getting 5 Rand, 10 Rand to go and pick up groceries for Ukoko. As a solution that Spaza Eats offers to ShopRite, are those some of the things you'd consider?
100%. Because if you are saying you are saving the community, what do you mean? Because you need to bring these solutions to them in a way that it works for them.
Yeah.
If they are delivering with bicycles, that's what works there. Let it be. And most cases, what we've seen in Soweto, in East Rand, people know their environments. And those environments have streets, proper, nice cycle and deliver.
Yeah.
I don't know why shout out to Whitey Basson, man. What these guys did is powerful. Yeah. I don't know where they are planning to go, but I would.
He's the ex-CEO of ShopRite. I think it might be Peter Engelbrecht now. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Sorry. But Whitey Basson is the animal that took ShopRite from 5 shops to an African giant.
I believe I'm that for Spaza Eats. I'm the Whitey Basson of the modern day in what we're doing.
Are you guys looking into incorporating beyond scooters to get into bicycles, to get into walking delivery? Especially in terrain that is not ideal. So there's an app, maybe some type of internet connectivity, but there's a boy next door that on the app realizes that Ukoko, 3 houses down, is looking for something. No tarred roads, gravel. Maybe they have to climb a mountain to get to a Spaza shop or a pharmacy. And because it's going to get him 5 Rand from Ukoko via the wallet, he picks up the order. He already knows the order.
You already know where it's going. Yeah, I think that's something we can incorporate. I mean, we just have to add bicycle and walking, but it won't work for its category. Because its category is about fast. It's It's about delivering within 45 minutes.
Sure.
And it's about warm food. So you will notice as you run it, if your order is delayed by 1 hour, 30 minutes, they're already worried that their food is cold. Yes, they can warm it, but they wanted it the way it's coming.
Yeah.
So when you have somebody walking, yo, one day myself and Pavi, we said, no, let's go fetch that child walking. That school is about 12 kilometers. We took 3 hours to walk there.
You guys walk 12 kilometers?
Yes.
Damn.
We walk every day. We walk about, how many? 10, 12 every day.
Yeah, 10 kilometers on average is about 2 hours.
Good. Yes, it's good. Yeah, we walk about 2 hours every day. So from 8 to 10 or 7 to 9. So now we went to fetch this child from 12. We arrived there at 3.
And you still have to come back, Baba.
No, we came back with Uber. But what I'm trying to say is the same thing. It might look like it's closer when you are in the car. When you're walking, it's far. So as much as we want the people to deliver with their feet, we are obsessed with our customers.
Yeah.
And we want to improve. I mean, people are complaining. We're taking those complaints and improving. Someone complained, hey, this banking thing that when I cancel my order, it doesn't come same. It can't come now because we're using a third party who himself says 7 days. And if I'm signed to him, I have to oblige to what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't want to pay you back. Do you know what we do? Say, no, please send me your bank account. We'll pay you now. No, why do you want my bank account? Do you know Poppy Act? Oh, now I had to go to
trying to solve your problem and you're making it difficult.
Yes. Then I had to get the merchant bank because now when you cancel, you are transacting straight from our bank.
Yeah.
So, yes. So when you cancel your order, it comes back to you same time. That's the Ubers and them.
Sure. Would you guys look into, you spoke about walking 12 kilometers and then you took an Uber back / Bolt.
Yes.
Would you look into playing in that space? Not just transporting goods, but also humans?
Yeah. I don't know. Shout out to Bolt. They gave us a credit. We've got a credit account with Bolt. We can, if orders are late and we want to get it moved, we can use Bolt. They give us a big account. It's exciting. I mean, that's what you need, man. People, you must give them a shout out for doing good.
Sure. And collaboration.
Yeah, I think they are in a market where I don't know. I don't think that's for me. Maybe later on when you have money, you feel like you are everything, but I wouldn't do that. I respect
What's the difference
everyone.
between transporting potatoes and a human being?
A human being is different. It's the whole life of somebody who serves 6 people, and they die. You are in, I'm not the called person for it. That's why. Okay. Maybe Pavishis or someone from the team will be able to create that. Sure. Me, I'm not. Me, I'm about food and logistics and cell phones and laptops.
Sure.
Yeah. So I don't see myself doing that, but I see myself collaborating with taxi companies that are already figuring it out. I've heard a lot of stories about people being hijacked, people not reaching their homes. I pray for things to change and be better. I mean, we've got so much crime, and I think crime is happening because people don't have jobs and they don't have economics. And I would like to serve that part, to create economics. I mean, anybody now can make money through Spaza Eats. Whether you are, what's that word? When you want to sell through drop shipping, you can drop ship through Spaza Eats. You can open your restaurant small.
People can sell anything through Spaza Eats. You can register.
Yes.
I sell t-shirts.
100%.
I need them delivered almost like Pepsi.
100%.
And I can become a seller, or I can use your platform to distribute my...
You can get products from China, sell through our platform. You can be a supplier, emerging supplier, you can sell through our platform. Any entrepreneur doing big things, supplying products, you can supply through these economics. That's what we want. And we are getting more suppliers. The meeting we're from now today, this guy sells electronics. You see them in macro in Pick and Pay as drones. You see them as cameras. You see them as cables and stuff. All of that is going to be on Spaza Eats by the time we launch this video.
Okay. Generally, for people out there, I know you're a madman, which becomes difficult for you to give generic advice.
Yeah.
Where do you think young entrepreneurs, and in a South African context in particular, black, colored mostly, not so much white and Indian, where do you think they're going wrong?
I think people don't believe in themselves, man. And
but how do you fix that?
Religion, politics. Religion doesn't teach it right. He's not Jesus, he's Yeshua. He's Yeshua. Yeshua was a revolutionary. Tell it like it is. And he became Christ because he was a revolutionary. And Christ means highest level of consciousness. Tell it like it is, that everyone else will emerge as the highest level of consciousness and they will be like Christ, Christ-like. That's what it meant.
Were you born like this, or did this come over time? Because some people might be like, yeah, but I think that guy was born like this. I don't have it. Can we develop entrepreneurs? Can we develop people that 100%. Believe in themselves?
You can. It can be developed. It can be nurtured. It's about the environments you're coming from. Your mother is telling you, no, my kids don't sell. My kids are not. You're coming from that environment. That's why you're a product of a person. You can't sell anything. It's because of where you're coming from. My mother took me with her to sell. It's nature. It's a second nature for me to be selling. I don't feel like do you want to tell me that if I fail on Spaza Eats and I will feel bad on myself and I'll hide me? I'll come and tell you I failed. Because it takes nothing from me. Nothing. And actually, while doing that, I will be creating a new product that might succeed. Because I'm not driven by success. That's why I am able to sit in a most expensive boardroom in Dubai, but I come back and I still ride a bike and still feel nothing wrong. Because I don't judge myself based on what I have or what I'm doing.
We should be getting young kids selling. One of the things I've asked for on platforms, I know it's not for me to drive, and there's a amazing young Afrikaans guy. I should actually get his name. He's got a show on, I think it's on KykNet, where they go to Afrikaans schools and they have an entrepreneurship program.
Nice.
Challenge, where the kid that sells the most money within a certain period, they all come and they profile what they do, and then that child wins.
100%.
And should we not be making entrepreneurship an extramural at school? Like rugby, like football. You speak about selling, and I'm trying to rework to work backwards to say, well,
how do we take
if that was one of the things, then why are we not teaching kids to sell from a young age, from grade 1? Would see every Friday the kids sell, just so we can change the mindset and they're not scared of rejection, marketing, managing money. And
you know what's the bigger vision? They don't want you to be like that.
It's engineered.
We need to control the sample size. We need to be able to predict how far you're going to go. When you are born, if provided you're staying here, you're going to go to school until here, and then we're going to waste your time for 12 years. And then when you're done, we're going to waste another 3 years for you to college, doing things that we're not sure. And then
postponing your entry into the money game.
100%. When you start working, we're going to give you some credits with house and a car. And then we're going to control you, psyop you into a relationship with getting married. And then you die.
But marriage is a psyop, what? I didn't hear what you said there. Marriage is a psyop.
Okay.
It's part of the system to imprison.
100%.
Damn.
Okay. Why do you need to go to an ecosystem to be approved that you love each other? And why do you have to go to court to prove that we can now divide 50-50? Business. We according to the ecosystem, we need them to move like this so we can predict where to take them. So when you speak like this, when you speak like Mr. Banks, that's when you die. You are a problem to our ecosystem. In our banking, our education, our religion, you are a problem. So what I'm trying to say is that you're not supposed to know. But when you do meet somebody who can tell you the truth, listen. But the unfortunate part is that he's talking like this. It's going to be difficult for a rich man to enter heaven. Just like...
It's easier for a camel to enter
brother,
to enter through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven.
You can't help anyone when you are broke. You can't help any human.
I'm gonna give a sorry. Please finish. Sorry.
Okay, let me finish there.
You can't help.
You can tell people that he is stupid, he's doing this. But did he help people for over 6-7 years getting salaries and helping their homes? Did he do that? What have you done, you smart one? You need a vehicle. You need an ecosystem to help people. And it's not evil to have money. The love of money is a problem. But you can have money and help people. And what I'm trying to say is there are ecosystems that are built not to help you. Yeah, you have to. My father, shout out to my father, because when he was about to go pension, you know what he told me? I used to push overtimes. And overtimes with myself, I could go to 50,000 a month. And the economy, he can't explain it, but he was saying inflation was low.
Yeah.
So I was as good as you earning 70,000 today. If you're going to earn 70,000 today, you're not far from what I've done.
Yeah.
You are going to have a house and a car, 2-3 cars. Then you die. Yeah. You go on pension. You don't have a plan. Right now I'm going to pay. I don't have a plan. That was my father's pain, to a point where he used to hold meetings with family to say, I want to know when are you going to help me build that house? My wife is here. And I told him, I'm not going to be part of that meeting. He says, no, you are the... I told him, I know what this guy is saying. What this guy is saying is, I want you to help me because I don't see where I'm going next.
Yeah.
I gave him a house, gave him a car. He never complained to anyone since 2020. We need to solve the big problem. The township is not about crime. It's about there is no economics. I'm trying. I'm not a government and I might fail, but I am trying. How many people are these restaurants creating? That's what I'm doing.
Where there's no economics, people are forced into desperation, which leads to crime.
100%.
The guy's name is Rian van Heerden. I think he became a millionaire at age 21.
Ooh.
White Afrikaans guy.
Shout out.
He's created this reality show. It's called Wie Word 'n Millionaire? Who Becomes a Millionaire? And there's all these Afrikaans high schools that enter. It's brilliant. I know there was one boy. I just don't remember the amount. It was a young colored boy. And I think within something like 8 months, he made... I'm going to give a thumbs up figure, but it was a lot of money. I think it was like 100,000 rand. For a high school kid in 8 months selling stuff.
It's a lot.
And it forces the kids to engage and to challenge themselves.
Yeah.
I love the school, and I'm sorry to reference it because I'm sensitive about
shout out to them.
Putting a spotlight on schools. King Edward School in Houghton, Kez. I visit there quite a lot. I visit JP Boys High. Many of the other dope schools. But I'm mentioning this one specifically because I go to sports days there on weekends.
I've seen you, yeah. Rugby there.
Because you notice these things, right? Once you have an eye.
Yeah.
The kids that are parking cars at 20 rand, 40 rand a car are young Muslim kids from Kez. Then near the field, there's something else that's managed by one of the boys. He looks either Portuguese, Greek, or Jewish.
Yeah.
And then the black kids are obviously on the sports field playing, and you're thinking this is where the future's going. Like, why are the black kids not working in the tuck shop? Why are the black kids not? Because when you park there, they manage the point of sale system. Yeah. These are Muslim kids. It's like 100%. It's expected. They're gonna be the ones making. They're like, I'm not into sports, brah. So I'm here with the cars, and you're like, you're learning
100%.
here at school. The next kid is learning to be a sports star, which may or may not work.
Yes.
You're learning business, which is like, you gotta use it regardless.
And whatever happens, you're gonna survive. I've got a friend of mine, Sen. Shout out to Sen. He's a good friend of mine. Met him at university first year. He's now staying in US. Very sharp Indian boy. When we were in first year, we're solving these problems together. He was helping me because some things I didn't understand, but I understood maths and making sense of things. So he liked me because I make him understand what this means. Because I'm not a theorist. I want to understand what. Yeah. So we started working together and all of this. And one day we wanted to trade around 2010. And it's like, this will increase my tax bracket. I'm like, what's tax bracket? What are you sitting? So I realized we are not talking the same language. Your tax bracket is zero because there's no economics where you come from. He's not starting from zero. He's got a hotel and guest house already on his name. When we are talking and planning, he's planning based on what he already have. When your parents saying run around there in the field, there's no economics in running. You have to run, yes, and it's weird. There's no economics in us just running, unless if there's a business behind it.
Or at least a scholarship to access networks and opportunities, at the very least.
From where I'm coming from, Louis Trechard, if you are selling, you're a poor man. What is happening to that family? I wonder what happened.
Shame.
I wonder what type of poverty. That old man, I can see him. He's so slow. My siblings, everyone is successful, brother. Everyone knows how to move in their own level because they know what to do. That's the mindset that we need to build from to the upcoming generation. If I'm gonna raise my kids to them to afford it, to get everything everywhere, it's a problem to the future generation because they not gonna know to do anything. Parents need to be aware, conscious that what you are doing and what you're teaching your child for them not to be able to run, to be awakened and be on the field, you are actually programming them to be slow and to not be kings. Because in my world, what I am, I'm a Mensa Musa in my mind. I'm coming from poverty, but poverty didn't make me. So they are producing a lot of slow, soft kids, and they want to blame the government in the future. Yeah. But truth is, you yourself, you have a responsibility to put habits that allows your child to not be shy and be outside.
2 quick stories and then 2 last questions as we wrap up. when you speak about being laughed at, when I got to varsity and I read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, part of the what you read is him coming back from the army and selling Xerox copy machines or something. And it wasn't because he was trying to make money. It was to learn sales and rejection.
Yes, he did say that, yeah.
And I remember speaking to my brother and a very close friend of mine who's in procurement, government supply today. I'm a tender.
Yeah.
And I was telling them at that time, they were still in high school. I was like, as much as we're not rich, we're privileged. We live in the suburbs. Yeah. We walk to a Model C school. If we want to be entrepreneurs and we want to be rich, we're going to have to be uncomfortable.
Yes.
And I told them, when you're comfortable and you need to be uncomfortable, you have to manufacture it. And I started selling. Oof. I didn't need to.
No.
In the evenings I'd go to, there was a lounge,
yes.
a club place, nice. And we'd go outside with this gentleman. His name is Uzamani Ngumane.
Yeah, yes.
And we'd sell Boerewors rolls. We didn't need the money. We're not struggling.
Yeah, you're doing it because you love the, yeah.
And I remember the one time my brother and I, Penson, we went outside in Newcastle. There's the main street, Allen Street, and then I think it's Scott and Allen. We set up a little hawker shop there with sweets and chips and cigarettes. And I remember one of the girls from my high school, because I was yes. deputy head boy at school.
Nice, wow, well done. Shout out to you, yes.
This guy.
No, but to be a head boy is powerful to be there. Promise you, man. It shows that you were direction.
I was at Rhodes University at the time doing my accounting and economics.
Nice.
This is during school holidays, varsity holidays.
Yes.
I'm sitting there and this girl that had been to school at me passes and she laughs. And I hear her saying to someone, I wonder what happened to Pen. Oof. I thought he was studying.
Oof.
So when you talk about people laughing, it's literally that. Oof. And it's that fear.
Yeah.
The fear of abantu bazotini. What are people going to say about me? Because you can't see me going door to door. Yes. Please buy this. Come on, dog. Do you know who I am?
You know who I am.
Sometimes, look, for people that fear that, because it's a real fear, rather go and sell in a town or city. People don't know you.
Yes.
During varsity holidays, go to Durban, go to 100%. Cape Town if you're from Newcastle, where people don't know you at least.
Yeah.
So that you can acquire the skills.
And that's where maybe you might become better. You know why? They say the environment you grew up in has already molded you to think a certain way. So for you to be a changed person, you need a new environment that responds to you like that.
Yeah.
I was not going to make it in Louis Trichardt.
The second story is a family. Do I want to mention the family's name? You don't
have to.
I'll mention the family's name. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Very brilliant girl who ended up becoming head girl at my school. Comes from a family called the Patels in Newcastle.
Yeah.
She's got a younger brother, Ahmed. Yeah. And I remember meeting him later on and he'd tell me about his farm. This is a young 24-year-old
nice.
boy, Muslim Indian family. He owns a farm. He's got, I think at the time, I stand to be corrected. I'm going to be lying.
Yeah.
Let me just give a number.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's accurate, but 200 heads of Bonsmara cattle. 24-year-old boy. And I go visit him on the farm. They busy vaccinating, giving the animals from diseases and things when they inject them. I see the farm, I see the farmhouse, I see the land. And he'd be like, no, I need to leave in the afternoon because I've got a construction company. We're busy building something. And I thought that was fascinating. I was like, damn. Later on, this is not something he told me.
Yes.
This is why I was nervous about mentioning his name. So I'm creating a story now that may not be real.
Yes.
If the Patel family is no, that's not true.
Yeah.
I apologize. Later on, I'd find out that the piece of land he has belongs to his father, who was a pharmacist in Newcastle. But it's one of 4 plots that the grandfather gave to his sons, and they subdivided. So already he inherited land. And the animals that he had was animals he was taking care of with his uncle. So he didn't start from scratch.
No.
The construction company he was working in belonged to an uncle of his, but he was involved in the project management. But the way he spoke about these things, it was like they were his. To a point where I'm like, I think part of where we've lost it, and I hear a lot of black parents, don't touch my car.
Yes.
We don't teach our children ownership of the things we have so that 100%. They feel part of.
They're part of the ecosystem.
So that even when they go out there, they should be like, you should hire our business. What business? You're 17. You're like, no. At home, we've got a business and I can get the people to come serve you.
Yeah, start from where you have. Like, why there are people who will be like, I don't want to do what they're doing. What they have is not mine. No, it's yours.
It's yours.
And use that as an advantage for you. I've got a friend whose father is from home. They own funeral parlors, insurance. And one day we were sitting together at my office and we were talking about, he's saying, I am powerful. But I'm seeing him, man, they gave you a start.
Yeah.
And that's what you should be leveraging. I'm building from scratch, and the hardest thing is I have to employ my own father.
What's hard about that?
No. The hardest thing for me
Sure.
is that I don't even have a backbone to cry on. Like I
hear
said,
you.
if I need 3 million now, where do I get it? Because when I call someone, let's say I call your friend, I say, I need 3 million. The thing is, he calls you, say, hey, your boy, man.
Your boy.
Your boy, he talks big here. We don't get it. And when you're building from scratch, it's so tough that you need so much resources to be backed on. Then you get your own people who should be working with you. They don't even, not interested, but they want to use your name to shine on.
Last 2 questions, and then we close off on Spaza Eats.
Yeah.
I know you're very big on solving not just South African problems, but African problems. Your thoughts on what Africa needs, where young people should be looking, maybe what you're thinking of doing. I know there was another platform, I forget the name. I don't even start with the J.
Yeah. I don't want to say it because I lost that relationship.
Okay, we
but
can leave
people
it.
know it.
But solving African problems and your thoughts on what we should be doing, thoughts on maybe what you're thinking of doing outside of Spaza Eats. And then the second question is the importance of government and politicians. You've got someone like Lebogang Maile now who's trying to assist Likau Sehuan at Drip with some of their problems.
Shout out.
What maybe you'd like to see government doing more of, or where they should be playing a role? So African business, African problems, what we should be thinking and what role, assuming that politicians are watching this now and you're one of the people saying, no, guys, this is actually what we need you guys to do. We're tired of endless workshops with finger foods and taking pictures near banners. No.
If he can build a business that sells so many shoes and with a big warehouse, isn't that a proof of the model works? What else proof do you need to put money on him? Put money on him. If you don't have money, it's fine. Put relationships and partners on him. Put investors, international partners to invest on him. When you see him going through what he's going through, it's not a problem of business model. It's a problem of funds. And funds can be solved. Just so you're getting money now, you can solve all of that. So it's not a problem of model not working. That's a different problem. We've got so many innovators in the continent. Like I said, Africa is blessed with problems. And we are the answer. He's one of the answers. But if he doesn't have liquid to move, you know what I mean? He's going to have these challenges that he's going through now. So shout out to everyone who's supporting him, and then I pray for him. We need to think beyond our small countries. These countries are small. And you don't know this because politicians want the space in their region. Technically, you should have been having one president, one continent, one currency. But politicians and whatever government will want to have their own piece so they can control this. But you don't understand it. In economics, you are in a small environment that you can't make $1 billion. It's good for environment control, for environmental, societal control. Economics, how many billionaires, black billionaires do you know from South Africa, by South African, Wongli in South Africa? Only a few.
One. Well, publicly.
Yeah.
Some of us know others.
Yeah.
But we only know one. $1 billionaire in this country that's black.
You have to, when you extend your market to other regions, don't call it xenophobia, don't call it, you are 54 rooms, one house, I said before, like you are as good as this black table and you are the same, nothing different. The only difference you have is the economic region or political region. But if you expand in an economic view, your table to be this big, you increase the chances of you making money, even if it's 1% per country. So we need to think beyond our small country. And when you get to that country, adapt to what they do.
Yeah.
Speak their language. Speak their current. Don't go there and say, why are you guys doing like this in South Africa? We don't do it.
Respect them and give them their dignity.
That's why you went there. That's why South Africans have a problem with Nigerians, because you come here, you want us to be Nigerian. We have a culture. Follow the culture here. When you move in those rooms, follow the tradition of those rooms. Yes, you need and get the papers, get your passport. When you have passport, you move everywhere. When you now move in fences, that's the problem.
Again, respect the people there.
Respect the people of that room.
Yeah.
Imagine like we are all 54 rooms in one house, but you jump through ceilings. Who would be happier? Nobody will be happier.
Breaking through the walls, Baba.
Yes. That's the only problem that everyone have.
Yeah.
Even South Africans have a problem of you jumping into conclusion in our environment. They are not having a problem with you existing.
Yeah.
When you are coexisting in that environment, obey by the culture, and you will all live and we'll all eat. Eden, the Garden of Eden is Africa, according to me. And
according to history?
According to history,
Yeah.
the richest man in the world globally was from the continent, Mansa Musa. And we share the same, ethnicity, and why not you? So I think that we have been psyoped to be controlled. So my journey right now, even if I don't make it, even if I die, just know that's the wrong channel. If you're going to work for 50 years and still have to ask your son to, something is wrong with you, man. Something was wrong with the model.
I'm going to say this, I'm going to speak this into the universe if it doesn't exist. We need someone, at least crypto, because it's still loose enough to build an Afro currency.
100%.
I'm calling it an Afro, so that Africans, if they cannot transact because of exchange controls,
Yes.
through, look, if not the Afro, then maybe the US dollar, even though
Yes.
they still kind of control us. But we've got a way to trade with each other, man, in
100%.
easier ways. The internet is here.
Yes.
We can then start looking
Market is
into
open.
distribution and logistics issues.
100%. We are taking Spaza Eats to other countries. We already have, I think all the guys have an investor visa from DRC. We got it for free. And
That's
we are
dope.
ready to do Kinshasa, do Kenya, Rwanda. And I'm just waiting to see how this investor thing will go and we expand. When I'm doing this, I'm not looking at you. I want to say this because some people feel like I'm competing. I don't compete with any human me. If I had to compete with people where I'm coming from, I would still be there, man. Do you know they don't count me if they're counting competition in Louis Trichat? They don't. I'm an outlier.
Come
What
on.
would you be counting? What you counting? So I'm not in South Africa. I might be in South Africa to you.
Yeah.
But mentally, I'm in Rwanda, I'm in Kenya. How do we solve this?
Yeah.
And the reason why it's so hard for me is that the model that I'm running on now, it's a big model that even the government should have been running on. This is a government model. What if you don't want to solve the township and informal settlements problem, if you don't want to have those supermarkets integrated into digital, what government are you in the digital age? This is something I can sell it to you. And then you should not contact me in a way that you want me to replicate the problem and say, no, we want to call it something, because they did that. Somebody called me, no, I like what you're doing, but I don't think it will work the way you're. I think we should call it something else and we will focus on. So, of course, I've got a IDC 100 million and we were, brother, 100 million doesn't scare me.
Oh,
Scare Mr. Banks 100 million.
come on.
I want you to talk. And this another thing again. When people talk to me, I'm a kind person, naturally. I'm naturally kind and I'm not going to make you feel bad. But I'm not slow. And I'm not going to tell you in the room, but I'm not slow. And if I find out that you wanted to fucking bullshit me, I'm going to make sure you understand there's categories in this. You know what I mean?
Don't take my kindness for weakness.
100%. Because people do that. They look at me and feel like, oh, no, I can just take that platform from here and do this. Yeah, that's what I am.
I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. An economy is built on the transportation or the movement of goods and services. And part of the oppression that we still have on the African continent is that on purpose, it is designed for it to be very difficult for us to move goods and services, including human beings.
Yes.
Looking at the cost of me traveling through Africa, how difficult it is. And
Much more expensive.
Uzimasa Mustafa has raised this as well, that sometimes to travel through the African continent, you need to leave Africa
Then you come back.
to come back because it's the cheapest.
100%.
You fly to Dubai first and then you have to come back, or you fly and you're like, that's ridiculous.
Even the things they look for, there's this thing, it's a yellow fever.
Yes, that yellow fever.
You
form.
might find that after 2 weeks and you have to go, and that thing, it takes a week or something. You might not go.
You can't, I almost missed going to Ghana last year because of that.
Yes.
Someone needs to fix this. Again, you said we're blessed with problems, and some of them are obviously engineered, and some of them, I think, our politicians with their big business friends keep them difficult on purpose.
Yes.
But if someone can innovate around, sidestep around how we can travel easier,
100%.
people should not be sitting in buses for 3 days to
The
travel
buses that
through
are falling.
Come
Can
on.
I say this last time? I'm losing my train of thought. It's based on engineering from outside for us to be like this. They want us to remain like this so they can keep taking your resource. It's supposed to be like that.
That's a big problem that has billions of dollars. If anyone wants to be a dollar billionaire on the continent, fixing the logistics issue from trains to planes,
resources,
maybe even buses, etc.
Yes.
Those are things we could solve easily and become super rich because,
100%.
I mean, you're speaking about Spaza Eats and moving food and the importance of time. You're taking certain products from here to Harare, from here to
100%. Intercontinental
Lilongwe,
trade. That's what
and
we
it's
plan.
taking you 3, 4, 5 days. And sometimes you get stuck at borders where this thing, if there were faster planes, cheaper planes, we could go in and out and
100%.
we'd be building economies wherever we want.
Even with drones, we could be delivering. So the end goal of Spaza is to still do intercontinental trade. So the plan now is to go to every country and make sure that we list. Then we start supplying from within the economics. Because I feel like Spaza Eats solves all of that. We might change the name because of suppliers that we're working with on Spaza Market. There was a big deal for like, 6-figure something that was supposed to be paid for Spaza Eats. But the people were like, Spaza, what's this? No, man.
Damn.
No, oh.
You spoke about potentially selling equity now.
Yes, I'm 100% ready.
Is there a minimum amount that if someone has it, they should be willing to hit you up and just have a chat? Is there a minimum amount?
There's a minimum amount. I think we can start talking from 5 million, maybe.
If anyone has 5 million, they can have the conversation.
Yeah.
Number 2, you spoke about people that whatever you're selling, drop shipping, etc.
Drop shipping, you can
please download the app.
100%.
Please get on there. You can be on other platforms, but add this one as well.
100%.
Sell your stuff.
And people must download Spaza Eats.
People must download the app.
Yes.
If you own a restaurant, if you have a shop, whether it's established, not established, here's another platform for you to grow.
100%. In every region in the country, in South Africa.
People that are looking for jobs to drive scooters, must they contact you guys as well?
They can download Spaza Eats delivery, and then they will add themselves. We've got a system that we track. We're checking with your license and your ID.
So
then
vetting
process. We call it Veritas system.
Yeah.
And we use that to check whether you are legal. And then if that's fine, we approve you. People we have been not approving, and they don't understand why.
The middle class normally gets left out, and they don't have a lot of money, but they have a little bit. The idea of potentially getting them to maybe raise a fund. I've said to Luyanda Jafta as an example at the People's Fund. You've got Tsepo Moloi at Stockfeller.
Yes.
The idea of potentially, I don't have 5 million.
Yeah.
But I know that the People's Fund via Stockfeller has got a middle class corporate fund, and they're trying to raise 2 million so that they can come with one voice and say, look, we've put 2 million into.
Let's do it.
You consider that?
I'm realizing Spaza Eats is bigger than me. I'm telling you now, like, it's a big engine. It keeps expanding. Right now, as we talk here, by the time you launch this, we probably have 100 restaurants have registered themselves.
Yeah.
They're waiting to be approved.
When you come back, I hope it will be soon. I'd like you and I to speak about how we can maximize and monetize this platform.
And collaborate as well, because I want us to collaborate. I want you also to benefit from this platform.
No, I want you to come back as Analytics X, by the way. That's what I'm asking for. So today you were Spaza Eats.
100%.
And how to monetize this platform and to have the conversation so that it's heard by other podcast platforms, so they can also come and those can be monetized. And so that brands can also listen to that conversation and say, damn, we hadn't thought of that.
Partner.
Let's partner with these guys. They're open. How do we position? What are podcasters thinking? What are other content creators thinking?
Yeah.
TikTok South Africa currently doesn't have a creator fund. That's one of the things we need to speak about. And making it work so that everyone wins and we're making an impact.
Talking about creator fund, after the chat that I had today with the supplier, these guys have got access to cameras, drones, the stands, everything that you see here. They are willing to partner with companies to be resellers. You can use your Twitter influence to get customers to buy from you, make your margin, give the seller anything. I've got that contract right now as we speak.
Sure.
And if they're giving me maximum discounts that I can even give you and still take my 5% and you make your money. I've got that. People just need to call in and Spaza and say, I need this, I need that. I don't know how to. The difficult part now is that this ecosystem keep expanding that we can't even explain it the way it is.
Let's have another sit down as Analytics X. Talifhani. Your surname?
Mamapa.
Mamapa.
But you remember it was banks and it was a prophecy because I'm a real bank now.
Boom.
Thank you. God bless
Shout out
everyone.
to you. God is king.
Yeah.
Penuel is God.
I love it. Let me tell you. Would you consider yourself a prophet? Yes.
I don't like the term, but I'll only say yes because I've had dreams that have come true.
Yeah, so that's why you have your religion. Just like Jesus, he was doing the same thing. You are mandate. And what people need to know about Pen is that Pen is not driven by money, but is driven by the truth and being true. And people listen to Pen and what he's thinking at a day, and they feel like that's what makes him. But what they don't realize is he's speaking his mind and he's allowing you to speak your mind. And Pen must be the person we should listen to because he allows freedom of speech. So many people faking life, man. There's no point in faking. You know, you're only important when you exist. When you die, you die. So when you're living, why are you faking your existence? So Pen talks about true existence and true life. He speaks his mind. If you hear him commenting or talking, he's talking what he truly believes in. And we must do the same.
Talifhani, banks.
100%.
I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Spaza Eats and all your stakeholders. And shout out to the ladies that are here with us today.
Yes.
We're out.
Thank you.
I say shout out to the whip park that's outside there, man.
Damn.
It's probably
Out of everything we're speaking about, you're busy thinking about a whip. Hey,